let's talk about windows. Friendly reminder, these videos have to be super generic because they're so short, so take everything with a grain of salt, but hopefully at least gets you started. If the windows are in the same sort of section of the build as a door, it's super great to have it as close to lining up with the top of the door as possible, and you want to make sure that your spacing is fairly consistent. So you could have them spaced out more, but you'd want to make sure that spacing is pretty regular, or you could have them spaced out less, but again, keep the spacing consistent. And you also want to keep that spacing pretty consistent throughout the whole section. So this whole section of the build, right, isn't really interrupted by anything. Now over here we have another section that is pretty close to it, so we'd want to probably keep the same height, but we could switch up the spacing. Whereas over here, this section is separated quite clearly, so we could change up the height and the spacing. Here's an example of that same height but different spacing on this side. You can see it reads just fine, but over here it's a different height, but it's clearly a separate part of the house, so it's okay.